In this video, we are going to be looking at another construction. We're going to be constructing parallel lines. We're going to be specifically constructing a line that is parallel to another line that goes through a point not on the line. So a non-collinear point, right? This is all fairly obvious, right? But that's what we're doing. We're going to use this and we're going to talk, and this is actually going to kind of illustrate the corresponding angles postulate as well, which we'll definitely kind of see at the end. So let's walk through this construction. So we're going to start, of course, with a ruler. And the ruler, and I'm going to draw these parallel lines on kind of on the bias, right? I'm going to do that on purpose so that it's not just looking at the dot grid and whatever else. Again, we're really trying to illustrate an idea here even more than we are just drawing parallel lines. Because parallel lines, especially if you're working with lined paper or graph paper or whatever, is a pretty easy thing to do, right? All right, so we're really using this to illustrate a particular point. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to draw a straight line with my straight edge. Okay, so that's easy peasy, right? There it is. Now, on this line, I'm going to draw a point and I'm going to label it. So I'm going to draw a point and I'm going to label this as A. The only real reason I'm labeling these points is the same reason we always label points, and that's so that we can talk about them and make it clear what's happening. Now, excuse me. I'm also going to do another point out here on this line, and I'm going to label it as B. The reason I'm going to do that one is so that I can say line AB or segment AB, all right, and all that kind of stuff. Just for complete clarity's sake. Now, off of this line, I'm going to do a point C, which is where I want this that I want to be that I want to put a line through that's going to be parallel to line AB. So I'm going to put a point C out here. Let's put it, how about here? It doesn't really matter. It just needs to be out off of this line, a non-collinear point, right? So I'm going to label this one point C so that we can talk about it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? So then I'm going to, after that, I'm going to draw a line. So I'm going to draw the line AC after that. Okay. I'm going to make sure that I extend it a bit beyond point C because I'm going to need a little bit of space. It doesn't have to be like off the page, but I do need a little bit of space beyond point C when I'm doing this construction. So I'm going to kind of give it plenty of space there, plenty of breathing room. All right. I'm using kind of a large tip marker here, and so I'm kind of not quite as precise. Again, we're really trying to illustrate a particular point. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but when we're doing a construction, we want to try to be as precise as we can, more or less. Of course, I'm also doing this on camera, which makes it more difficult as well. But so this is what we want to do first. First thing we want to do, and really the main thing we want to do is we want to take this angle CAB, and we want to transfer it up here. We're going to transfer that angle right here, right? So we want the C to be the vertex of a new angle, but that is the same, or that is congruent to CAB, and it also has well, let's do it, and it'll make more sense. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure this angle. So we're going to do an arc with A at the vertex. So I'm going to put my pointy end of my compass down here on A. Okay, and then I'm going to make marks here, and I'm going to make marks there. You could do that entire arc, or you could do just little lines, whatever. So it looks like that. Hopefully we can see that okay. It's pretty light looking. I'm gonna double check this since I was banging things around. I want to make sure my angle's still the same. Yeah, it is. So then I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna put my compass over here, and I'm gonna do the same thing. Kind of make sure it starts kind of below where you're doing. Let me double check that since I'm again banging things around a little bit. This is a nice compass, but I found that it's getting loose over time. I need to get one that locks in place better or something. I don't know, or I just need to quit banging things around. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks just fine. Okay, so there's that. So we've copied that part of the angle. Now we need this size here. All right, so I need to move my compass to where it matches this size of this angle where I drew it. So right there looks good. Then I'm going to put the pointy end at this intersection right here. And then I'm going to cross this line. So what I've done is I'm gonna do kind of in a little bit different color and dash it. I've done something where I have copied this. Actually, I don't even need that, but I will do it. Go ahead and do it a different color. That way I can talk about the black line, the pink line. Well, I should have done the line AC different. But again, that's why we did points, right? So that we can talk about it. For the sake of brevity here, I'm going to just label this as line P. Whoa, that's a weird looking P. What have I done? Erase that ugliness. What has happened here? I got excited. I was thinking about cursive P and thinking about other things all at once, and and it just went all wacko. Oh. Line P. Fine. Now, so we've made a line P with squiggle that is parallel to line AB. Now, that's how to do the construction, and that's all there is to it, right? So we're just basically drawing a line and drawing another line and doing a point. Now, we know that these lines are parallel because, and this is the point that we're trying to illustrate, and that is that we know because we copied them that this angle right here is congruent to this angle right here. All right, we know that those two angles are congruent. Let me draw a couple other points. Let's do point D and point E so that we can discuss it, right? So we know that angle CAB is congruent to angle DCE because that's what we drew. And because of that, and those two angles, those orange angles that are labeled in orange, those angles are corresponding angles of two lines cut by a transversal. And those corresponding angles are congruent. Because those corresponding angles are congruent, then these two lines, line AB and line CE, are also congruent. And so that gives us this nice little illustration through this construction of the converse of corresponding angles postulate. So there you go. That is how to construct parallel lines. That is all that. That is the converse of corresponding angles postulate. See you in the next one.